Hello everyone, today I am going to be basically talking about a couple of things, not really a whole lot, just I think I'm going to start going on over what's on my mind, um, as kind of like an awareness thing for other people who may be schizoaffective, or people who may think others are schizoaffective, or also just the fact that I want to do inspirational stuff, and I can't do inspirational stuff unless if I start voicing my opinion and getting my experience out there. So, with that being said, the poll that I had posted not yesterday, but the day before, I think, I basically was asking everybody what they wanted to see on my channel, and I already knew what the main answer is going to be. It's going to be World of Warcraft stuff. I didn't, however, expect it to be the Worth It series. I wasn't expecting it to be that. I was expecting it to be a bit of a mixture of both old content and the Worth It series, to be honest. Maybe a bit more leaning towards the old content gold farms, but a majority of the people seem to be a bit more interested in the Worth It series. So yes, I'm going to be doing the Worth It series. That one is easy for me to dive into and just kind of quickly cover, I guess is a good way to put it. There's not a whole lot that I have to do for those videos, as all I have to do is see whether or not it is worth it, in my opinion, to farm a certain material, or to do a certain thing, or whatever it may be. The other thing I want to talk about is I am a spiritual geek, I guess you could say. I love spiritual stuff. I recently found myself diving into it more and more this last year, and the more I dive into it, the more of it I believe. So we're going to basically go over my belief system of that. I don't know if I'm going to do a separate channel for this. I might just make posts unlisted, or publish it and have it up for a day and then make it unlisted and then put it in a playlist or something like that. I don't know yet. I'm still deciding on how I want to go about doing it, but I want to be an influencer of some sort. Um, and preferably an influencer to help people in a good way, help, not that influencers are all bad or anything like that, but I want to be a good influencer and I want to make an impact on people's lives in a positive way. Now, there are a couple of ways that I could go about doing that, but the way I think I'm going to start is through my spiritual findings. Now, these are my belief, and by all means, not 100% true or anything like that. They're what I believe in and what I have experienced. I'm going to be going over my past experiences and just explaining how I got where I am today, I guess. Not that I'm in a good spot or not that I'm in a bad spot, but I'm definitely not where I want to be. But at the same time, I am where I want to be. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things where it's kind of like, yeah, I could be in a better spot, but at the same time, I could be in a worse spot too. So I'm kind of thankful for where I'm at now. Anyways, we're going to start the spiritual journey with probably my first experience, my very first experience that I can remember, and that is when I was, I believe, 6 years old. This is a day that I don't forget, and I very rarely find myself not thinking about it. So it's definitely made a huge impact on my life, and I want everybody to know that everything that happened in my life for a reason, and I truly believe that things happen for a reason, and that if it wasn't for what happened, I wouldn't be the same person I am today. Like I have your experiences shape you, whether they're good or bad, they still shape you. Whether you like it or not, it's part of life. There is no way around it. There's no skipping a chapter of your life. There's none of that. Okay, so now that I got that out of the way, I would have been 6, maybe 7 years old, maybe 5. It was around the 5 to 7 years old range. And all I remember is I was supposed to be going to bed. It was late. It was at night, dark out. I want to say probably 9-ish, 9:30ish. I was, again, around 6 years old, so I had to be in bed by a certain time. All I know is I'm ready for bed, and I think I'm either getting ready to crawl into bed or I'm in bed or somewhere around there, and I hear a bunch of yelling. I hear my dad yelling, and I'm like, what's going on this time? Because it was normal for him to yell. We had some issues with my older sister when she was growing up, and there was a lot of yelling, and I'm not blaming any of it on my sister. I'm not blaming any of it on my dad. I want everybody to be clear of that too. This is my experience. This is what I witnessed as a kid, and this is part of why I want to help people. I want to help to the best I can because during this moment of my life, I felt so helpless. I didn't know what to do or think or anything like that. So, it's probably why I think about this day a lot. Anyways, so there's a bunch of yelling, and it's just from my dad. My sister's just being yelled at. She's not yelling back or anything, and I go out to see what the commotion is. Next thing I know, my dad slams the phone on a hardwood phone stand, which I want to stress that it was hardwood. It was really thick, really hardy, really tough to break. Well, he broke it along with the phone. That if that tells you how hard he slammed the phone down. And keep in mind, there's a bunch of yelling, and next thing you know, there's a loud bang. Phone stand's broken. Phone's broken. And then next thing I know, I hear my dad say, if you don't want to abide by our rules, or if you want to live under the house, then you have to abide by the rules or something like that. And if you don't want to, then there's the door, something around there. Remember, I'm really young, so I don't remember anything word by word. But I remember a majority of it, to paraphrase it. So, next thing I know, I remember looking out the window and my older sister was sobbing. She was just sitting on this bench that we had made. It's a swinging bench, and she was sobbing. You know, it was her choice. Keep that in mind. It was her choice to step outside and no longer live with us. That was all up to her. She was either 17 and a half or 18 at that time. So I guess I'd have been 7-ish because her and I are 10 years apart. So, um, with all of that being said, that's pretty much what shaped me to want to help people the way I am. So, yeah, let me know if you have any ideas on what I should do as far as posting this stuff goes. If you want me to leave it as unlisted, then I'll leave it as unlisted. If you want me to leave it unlisted and put it in a playlist is what I'm trying to say. If you want me to do that, then I'll do that. If you want me to just leave it up the way it is, I'll leave it up the way it is. I'm all ears when it comes to stuff like this. But thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.